Welcome to Chair Yoga. We are having class in my house today. So, hello, I hope all of you are well. I miss all of you so much. I know we are so looking forward to being back together. And so I like to think that in times of adversity that we get really creative. And so this is my first video to do. Sarah has been doing several videos, posting them to our Facebook and our website, which is kingstonfitness.org. And she's created a YouTube channel, and she's just done a great job of providing our members with some exercise videos for all ages and abilities. So, today we are going to be wanting to dress comfortably, just like we do in class. You're in your own home, so you can have shoes on or go without shoes, your choice. You want to have a nice straight back chair, maybe a dining chair, something that's pretty stable. And you want to have your water. And then also, since we don't have a ball in class like we do in class, I do not have a small inflatable ball in my house. So I'm going to use just a decorative pillow off of one of my chairs. So we're just going to improvise. Okay, so go ahead and take a seat. And you want to sit on your chair with your feet placed firmly underneath you, ankles underneath your knees. You want to sit with your back off of your chair back. In seated mountain pose, we have our arms to our sides, palms turned to face forward. Or if you feel more relaxed and just taking your palms and resting them on your thighs, that's fine too. Create length in your spine. So sit thinking of your spine as like a ladder with space between each of the vertebrae up your spine. Sitting as tall as you possibly can. And as you sit tall, trying to create length in your cervical spine. So creating that nice length and distance between your shoulders and your earlobes. Tucking your chin back in just a little bit. And now begin to breathe. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And then exhale that breath out through your nose. Make it the deepest breath of your day. And then each subsequent breath you breathe is a little deeper than that first breath. Filling all corners of your lungs as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, emptying your lungs completely, as if you're deflating a balloon. Each breath that you breathe in brings in that life-giving oxygen down to the tips of your fingers, down into the tips of your toes. Feel yourself begin to relax as you release the breath and feel your shoulders sinking a little deeper into your back. Letting go of your cares. Feeling thankful for that breath that you breathe and the health and well-being that you have. And now beginning to draw movement into your breath. Take your shoulders, and as you breathe in, bring them forward, take them up high toward your ears, and then exhale as you let your shoulders sink down into the depths of your back. And as you roll your shoulders, maybe moving your head to bring movement into your neck. Maybe it's turning chin towards shoulder. Maybe it's bringing ear towards shoulder. Whatever feels good to you. Maybe it's a single shoulder rolling movement. And then bringing your shoulders to a neutral position. Continuing to sit tall. Take your shoulders up toward your ears now as you breathe in. On your exhale, release them down into your back, making a nice long neck. Take your shoulders up high with a breath in. Pull them back and release them down into your back. Take them up high as you breathe in. Exhale, release them down. Let's do one more. A breath in, and then a breath out. And now take your arms on an inhale, bring them up over your head. Join your palms together here. On your exhale, bring elbows and palms to center. Take a deep breath and come into angel wings. Open up your chest. On your exhale, rejoin elbows and palms at center. A big breath in where we stretch those muscles around our lungs. Filling those lungs full. As you breathe in here, and then exhale. Arms come back to center. A breath in, and a breath out. Let's do one more. And now bring your palms to your heart, and maybe stopping here at this time in our practice to set an intention to your practice today. Maybe it's to move a little more, breathe a little deeper. Maybe it's to stretch a little more, or challenge your balance a little more. Maybe it's just trying to bring peace into your soul. Whatever it may be, focusing on that intention. And now release, arms come down to your sides. And now grab your pillow and then take your feet and set them wide underneath you. Heels are in and toes are out. Place your pillow on your left thigh. Now my pillow is a little bit large, so I'm going to try just kind of folding mine. Putting my left forearm on top of the pillow, I'm going to start with my right arm to my side. I'm going to take a breath here, and I'm going to reach over to my left, and I'm going to create nice length up my right side body. And then I'm going to exhale as I sit upright and bring my right arm to my side. I'm going to take a breath, and I'm going to reach over, and then here is my core exercise part of this movement. I'm going to suck in my belly right there, as tight as I can, to bring my shoulders back to an upright position. So I'm stretching as I reach over to my left, and then I'm tightening my core as I come back to center. A breath in, we stretch. A breath out as we tighten the core. Breathing in, and then breathing out. And then we stop here. Then we're going to move our pillow over to our right thigh. Place your forearm on it. Sit tall. Start with your left arm to your side. A breath in, and we reach over to our right, and then we exhale as we come back to center. We try to keep our hip, which would be our left hip, firm to the chair. There is a tendency to try to kind of get more range, so we lift it up. You will get a greater stretch around that hip if you keep it seated on your chair. We breathe in and we breathe out. Remembering to tighten your core right here to build strength in that core. Let's do one more. And then we stop here. So we're finished with our pillow. I'm just going to put it off to the side. And then we're going to sit tall in our chair, maybe holding to your chair seat if you want to. And we're going to take our toes and move them into center, then our heels, then our toes, then our heels. We're rotating through our ankles as we work mobility in that very important joint. Then we're going to walk our heels out, toes out, heels out, toes out, and we're going to try to walk as wide as we can with our feet. So we're stretching, opening up the hip, stretching into hips, stretching into our adductors. And now walk toes in, heels in, toes, heels, toes, and then walk them wide, moving those ankles. And then we're going to come to center. We're holding onto our chair seat here as we extend our left leg forward, and we're going to roll that ankle around in a circle. And then we're going to change direction. And now place your foot to the floor. Continue to sit tall, extend out your right ankle, and rotate your ankle in a circle. And then change direction. And now place your foot to the floor. Now we're going to press from those heels and we're going to stand up all the way. We're going to come over to the left side of your chair. I'm kind of laughing because in class I mirror and today I'm not. I don't know why, but I'm just not. So you can follow however you want. We're going to take a water break here. So make sure that, as I always say, you are drinking lots of water. So we're going to come and stand to the left side of the chair. And we're going to start out with some dynamic stretching of the hip, the left hip. So we're going to balance here. So we want to have a light touch to our chair. Maybe just a finger or two touches the chair. We stand tall. We, again, want that nice long spine. On an inhale, we're going to take our left arm and leg forward, and then we're going to swing it back. Breathing in and breathing out. Breath in and a breath out. We want to have a little bit of flexion in our stabilizing leg, our right leg. Not standing with a locked out knee. Put a little bit of flexion to your knee. Let's do one more. And then we're going to stop. Then we're going to do a lateral movement for the hip. So bringing your left foot a little bit forward and your arm forward, we're going to take our left arm and leg out to the left, then we're going to cross it over in front of our right a little bit. Lead out with your heel. Have your toes pointing forward. Engage that core to help you balance and keep that light touch to your chair. Or maybe your hand just hovers and you have no touch to the chair. Let's do one more. And then we stop. We bring our feet together, little shake here. Then we're going to do a static balance pose. So we're standing tall. We're going to go into tree pose. So we're going to take our left foot up next to our right leg, which is our tree trunk. Maybe we're going to leave our left toes on the floor and just rest our heel next to our right leg. Or maybe we're going to take that foot up and rest it underneath our knee. Make sure as you are in this position that your right leg is pressing into your left foot and your left foot is pressing into your leg. So this is a point where you've got some resistance and feel that strength that is coming from that area. Keep a little bit of flexion in your right knee. Light touch to your chair. We're going to start with our left tree branch. We're going to bring it up, and I'm going to just lower it a little bit so that you can see it, so it's in my screen here. Because we're going to move our leaves in the wind. You can even bring your arm up and kind of sway it side to side like it's a tree branch blowing in the wind. You can also take that right arm up. And again, maybe our fingers are moving, leaves are blowing in the spring breeze, or maybe, more challenging here, we're going to sway those branches side to side. We're breathing, keeping our core engaged. And then we're gonna join our palms together, or maybe just one hand comes above your head, the other hand is lightly touching your chair, and then we're gonna bring those palms down and hold them before our heart, or just maybe we're here, one palm. Standing up nice and tall, using that core for strength and stability here. And then we're gonna release. We're gonna take our left foot, step it in front of our right. So we are standing on our own imaginary tightrope. Shoulders are back, soften through both of your knees, and then just stand here. Maybe to make it a little more challenging, we're gonna turn our head side to side. Maybe raising chin up, lowering chin down. Or maybe making it even a little more challenging, we're gonna close our eyes. And then we're gonna turn our head side to side. Maybe lift the chin up. Woo, this is always the hardest one. And lower the chin down. And then bringing head to center and opening your eyes if you've closed them. And now bring your feet together. Shake out your feet. That helps disperse that lactic acid, which can cause that momentary fatigue in those muscles that we're just working so hard to keep us balanced. And then we're going to step behind our chair. So here, we want to have our hands, maybe fingers, just lightly touching our chair. And we've got our feet hip distance apart underneath us. We're again standing up nice and tall. We've got that good posture, shoulders back. We're going to do heel raises where we take our heels up high and then we drop our heels down. We lift up our toes. Working mobility in your ankles, strengthening your lower legs. Lifting those toes up nice and high also. Working flexibility in the feet. Remembering that when you walk, that your toes should be up, should be a heel to toe strike. So you're not just skimming those toes across the surface that you're walking on. No shuffling. You should not hear your feet shuffling. Being aware that if those toes are just grazing across the top of the surface, that you have a greater chance of tripping. Let's do one more. And then we're going to stop here. Again, a little shake out of the feet. And then we're going to walk over to the right, excuse me, the right side of my chair. So I'm going to have to move some things around here in my space, maybe move my chair a little bit. Standing up nice and tall again with a light touch to our chair. We're going to take that right arm and leg forward and then swing it back. Forward and back. Keeping a little bit of flexion in our left knee. Using your core to help you to balance. And now stopping. And now taking your right leg and arm a little forward of your left, take it into half moon as we stretch our arm out to the right. Then we're going to bring it across in front of the left and bring it toward your chair. Take it out laterally as you open up that hip. Let's do two more. One more. And then we're going to take that right foot and we're going to place it in front of our left. We're on our imaginary tightrope. We're going to soften through our knees. We're going to engage our core. And then here, Oh, nope, you know what? We're gonna bring our feet together. I forgot. We're gonna do half moon. She's just like in class, she forgets things. Okay, so we're going to take your right foot and place it maybe with just the ankle next to your left leg. Or maybe the foot is going to come all the way up from the floor and rest above the ankle. We want to have shoulders back, core zipped in for strength and stability. And now, taking your right arm up, opening your fingers, moving those fingers, those leaves in the spring breeze. Or we're going to take that left arm up as well. Or maybe we leave it just lightly touching our chair. You should be wobbling on your left ankle and foot. Maybe we're going to take it to a greater challenge here by moving those arms so that our tree limbs are moving in the breeze. And then we come to center, we join our palms together, or maybe just one palm, and we bring our palms down to prayer pose before our heart, and we hold. And then we release. Now we take that right foot, and we place it on our imaginary tightrope. Maybe it's heel to toe, maybe our tightrope is a little wider, and we have our right foot set off to the side a little bit. We're going to soften those knees. We're going to draw our shoulders back. Zip in your core. Maybe standing here is just challenging enough with trying to not touch your chair or have a light touch. Maybe if this feels easy, we're going to bring movement into this static balance pose. And we're going to turn our head side to side. Keeping that hand hovering over your chair, you can grab it if you need it. And then maybe a chin lifts up, or we release it down. And then if you feel like you need or want a little bit more challenge, then close your eyes. And then we bring our feet together and we shake out our feet. We return to the back of our chair here. And now we're going to go into our warrior poses. So we are going to take our left foot and step it forward toward our chair. We're going to take our right foot and we're going to step it back. We're going to place our legs in a lunge position by bending our left knee. We want the knee stacked right over the ankle, and we're pressing our left heel into the floor. We do not want the left knee to go past the toes and stress the knee. So we want to really bring strength into that more posterior chain by activating the glutes here. So press down through your heel. Your right hip is open as much as you choose to have it open by setting that foot wherever you want it. Maybe it goes back a little bit more, opening the hip more. There's also more balance as that foot is extended back. So here, we're going to go into Warrior One. We've got our hips and our shoulders facing our chair. We're going to take our right arm up. Maybe for balance we keep our left hand to our chair back, or maybe we're going to take our left arm up as well. We have our palms facing. We have our shoulders set into our back. We zip in our core nice and tight. And now we're going to take a breath and we're going to come into Warrior Two. So we're going to extend our left arm forward, our right arm is back. We have a nice long neck here. Our palms are facing the floor. Arms are in a T. We're still bending our left knee. Then we're going to take a breath here and come into Reverse Warrior. We're going to bring our left arm up. We're going to put more weight into that right leg. Our left knee still has some flexion to it though. And we're looking into our left palm as we draw that right shoulder back. And then here, we're going to release our left forearm to our chair back. We're going to take that right arm now and sweep it straight up from the shoulder. Our palm faces the right wall. And we are now in side angle pose, looking up to our right arm. We want to modify if this pose causes any pain, any of our poses. We want to modify. So don't feel like you have to follow me and what I'm doing. Make sure it feels good to your body. Then we're going to take a breath and we're going to go into extended angle. We're going to take that right arm and we're going to stretch it forward. And we're going to look underneath the arm to the right wall here. We're stretching up this right side body, creating space through the ribs, around the hip. And then we're going to sweep that right arm back. We're going to bring our shoulders up and line them right over those hips. And we're going to come into Warrior Two. So left arm is forward, right is back. And then we're going to turn our shoulders and a little bit of our hips to face our chair, squaring shoulders and hips toward your chair. And we're going to come into Warrior One. And then we're going to release. Bring your hands to your chair back and then set your right foot up next to your left. And now take your left foot and step it back. Angle your toes out to the left a little bit. You want to look down to your feet and in your mind draw an imaginary line going from now your right heel back to the arch of your left foot. You want to bend your right knee, stack that knee over your ankle, turn your shoulders and your hips as much as you can toward your chair back. Take a breath. Extend your left arm up. Keep your right hand to the chair if you need it, or bring it up as well. Palms face. Set shoulders into your back. Tighten your belly. Warrior One. And now transition to Warrior Two. Extend your right arm forward, left arm back. Set your shoulders into your back. Keep your right knee flexed. Knee is still over your ankle. And then we're going to take a breath here. And then take your left hand rested on your thigh and kind of cartwheel your arms backwards. Bring your right arm up. Look into your palm. Reverse warrior here. And then we're going to take that, right forearm rested on your chair back. We're going to come into side angle pose here. So we're going to take our left arm straight up from the shoulder, or again, modifying. We don't want to cause any sharp pain. We know that pain is a message that we need to listen to and respect and modify the position so we avoid that sharp pain. This is side angle pose. We're looking up to our left arm. And then we're going to take it into extended angle. On a breath, extend your left arm forward. Look underneath your arm to the left. Stretch up that left side body. And then we're going to release and come back to Warrior Two. So we're bending that right knee. Right arm extends forward, left arm extends back. Then we return to Warrior One. Still keeping that right knee flexed. We're building strength in our right quadricep. Set those shoulders into your back. We're balancing here. And then we release. We bring our hands down, we grab hold of our chair, and we set our left foot next to our right. And then we're going to go ahead and walk around to the front of our chair. So this next pose that we're going to do, which is our last standing pose, I think is a very important pose to do. It strengthens your legs being so important for the way we move. Leg strength being so important for walking, mobility, climbing stairs. So standing in front of your chair, place your feet hip distance apart underneath you. Coming into moving chair pose, we're going to take a breath to prepare. Stretch your arms up, a breath in, and then a breath out. As we bend our knees, we hover our bottoms over our chair, and then we're going to take those arms into airplane pose. So we're going to draw those shoulders back toward our spine. We're going to press from the heels and stand up. Maybe we stretch our arms all the way up. Maybe we just bring them to shoulder height. You can also cross them over your chest if this movement pattern does not feel good to your shoulders. We take a breath in here as we stand tall. And then as we exhale, our weight is in our heels here. Our back is flat. And then we take those shoulders and we draw them toward our spine. Arms, straight arms go back. A breath in. We stretch it out, stretch out those lungs, and then we exhale. Modifying the depth of your squat. If you go down to a certain depth and your knees start talking to you, then again, respect your body's movement patterns and just modify them so that when you exercise, it feels good, doesn't increase pain, strengthens your muscles, increases your blood and oxygen flow. So that when you finish, you should feel better than when you first started. Making sure as you come down into chair pose that your weight is in your heels, not forward into your forefoot and loading into the knees. So we want to load into the posterior side of the body using those glutes and strengthening them. Let's do one more. And then standing all the way up. Maybe at this point in time, before we sit down for our cool down, we're going to take a water break. I hope you all are getting outside to exercise, getting that nice, fresh spring air into your lungs. I know some of us have allergies at this time of year, and it makes it a little bit challenging to be outside. I do, and I still go outside just because it just feels so good to be outside, and also it's so good for your mental health to be outside. So, sitting on your chair with, again, your back off of your chair back. Our feet are placed with our ankles underneath our knees. We're sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take our arms to our sides here. We're going to take a breath, sweep your arms up, and on our exhale, we're going to rotate to our left. We're going to release our arms down to our sides, and we're going to look to the left as we sit up tall. We're going to take a breath, bring your arms up to shoulder height, open them to a T. Big breath in here as we open up the chest. On our exhale, we're going to rotate those arms to our right. Release your arms down next to the right side of your chair. Continue to sit tall and look to your right. And then we're going to bring our arms beside us. We're going to move forward on our chair here. And then we're going into a piriformis stretch for outer hip muscle here. We're going to start with our right. So if you have no restrictions in crossing your right leg over your left, we're going to take that right ankle, and as I've shown you in class, we have a couple of different options. Maybe we're just going to let the ankle rest above the knee here, or maybe we're going to take the knee up and get a back stretch, a neck stretch into this hip stretch as we take hold of our right knee with our left hand, or maybe you can loop your arm around it and then rotate to face the right wall. Now, a modification of this stretch would be to cross your ankles and then to, to take your left hand and then draw your knee over a little bit toward your right. So there are ways to modify. And then we're going to release our right leg and we're going to step it to the right side of our chair. We're going to face that right wall. We're going to take as large of a step behind us with our left leg as we can. We're in a lunge position on our chair now. And then we're going to, as we're stretching the front of our left hip, our psoas muscle, pressing into that left heel and keep that pressure there. Remember, in this position, our first goal, our first intention in this position is to bring length to that psoas muscle. Then as we're just kind of sitting here stretching this psoas muscle, we're going to work range of motion in our left shoulder. So left arm is to your side. Take a breath and reach your arm up. Exhale as you sweep it down and back behind you. Take a breath and reach it up. Exhale, release it down and back. Then we're going to change the movement pattern. We're going to take our left arm just to shoulder height. We're going to sweep it out to the left like we're doing a single arm breaststroke. We're going to release it down toward the floor. We're going to circle it forward, making sure that our shoulder is liking this. Modify if you need to. Then we're going to bring our arm to shoulder height and we're going to stop. We're going to open our fingers wide. We're going to draw our hand into a gentle fist and we're going to pull the fist to the front of our left shoulder. So we're opening the front of that shoulder. We're going to reach it forward, open your fingers wide, draw your hand into a gentle fist and pull it back. We're going to stop here. We're going to release our arm down to our side. We're going to join our left leg to our right. We're going to sit up tall. Then we're going into a back seat stretch. So if you have no restrictions in rotation of the spine, then turning to face your chair back, holding onto the back of your chair, we're going to sit tall, shoulders down, and try to look over your right shoulder. So we're stretching the spine, stretching through the neck. And now we're going to release and rotate around to face forward. So seated halfway forward on your chair, we're now going to stretch our left piriformis here. And now you're going to take, if you have no restrictions in crossing left over your right, maybe it's ankle rest to the top of the knee and we press the knee down with a nice flat back behind us there, so we're not rounding the shoulders here and loading the spine. Or we take it up, we hold it with hand or arm, and we rotate to face the left wall. Or again, we do the ankle cross modification. Breathing and relaxing where you feel tightness is so important to get that nice effective release to a tight muscle. So use that beautiful breath to help you to create release. And now uncross your legs. Set your left foot to the left side of your chair. Turn to face that left wall. And step as far back behind you as you can with your right. Press into that right heel. Sit tall, shoulders over hips. Take your right arm on an inhale and sweep it up. Pain-free range of motion. And then sweep it down and back behind you. A little opening to the shoulder. We're working range of motion as we sweep it up. Exhale, sweep it down and back. Then we're going to change the movement pattern. Bring it to shoulder height and then sweep it out to the right. Reach it back behind you and down. Reach it forward, out to the side, back, down. Then we change it again. We reach it to shoulder height. We open our fingers wide. We draw them into a gentle fist and we pull the fist to the front of the shoulder. We reach it forward. Then we pull back. Then we release our arm down to our side. We join our legs together facing the left wall. We sit tall and then we turn and come into a back stretch if we have no restrictions in rotation of your spine. And then we release. I'm smiling at Penelope, who is right outside our windows here, jumping on our trampoline. The girls have loved being home. In fact, on April Fool's Day, Greg was reading the newspaper and he told the girls, "Oh, it says here that you're going back to school next week." And the girls' faces just fell. They were so sad. So they've really enjoyed being home. And our son has been doing a great job of homeschooling them. So, okay. Now we are going to sit on our chairs. Maybe you want to sit all the way back and sit comfortably upon your chair. Maybe you still want to sit forward and have your back off of your chair back. We're going to start by just rolling our shoulders around here. Moving those shoulders in whatever pattern of movement feels to you like it is releasing areas that are tight. Enjoy. And then bring your shoulders to neutral. Take your arms out into a T as you breathe in, and then flex your fingers and walk those fingers into center. Walk them up an imaginary glass wall in front of you, and then walk them down, all the way down to your side. Stop here. Make gentle fists and rotate your fists in circles. Change direction with the rotation. And then release. Sit tall, take a breath, and extend your left arm up and your right down. Straight arm lateral flexion. And then drop your left arm to your side. Try to bring your right arm up. Try to draw your arm as close to the side of your head as you comfortably can. And then switch. Reaching down with the right and up with the left. And then one more. Right arm up, left down. Then bring your right arm out in front of you. Take your left arm out as well. Fingers are up, arms are straight. Then we drop our fingers down. We bring them up, and then we drop them down. Fingers up, shoulders down, and then fingers point down. Fingers up, and then fingers down. Let's do one more. And then we join our palms together here. We reach out through those fingertips, and then we bring our palms to our heart. We rub them together here. We massage our hands. And then we release our hands down to our sides and we shake out our hands. We bring our arms and hands to neutral, and as we close our class today, we take a deep breath. We sweep our arms heavenward, feeling so thankful for all that we have. Releasing your arms down to your sides as you exhale. Taking in that big breath of life. Exhaling deeply as you release your arms down to your sides. Another big breath, sweeping the arms up, joining your palms together here, and then as we exhale, we bring our palms down to prayer pose before our hearts. Namaste. I am so glad that you joined me today. I want to encourage you to continue to move. I know when our routines change, sometimes it's really hard and challenging to start new ones. But I encourage you to walk, to get out, to move, to consider doing some of the other videos that Sarah has made. I'm hoping to make more videos, maybe even doing a virtual class on Zoom. So stay up to date by checking our website. I know that there is a very good communication between you seniors and email and texting, and a lot of you stay really well connected, which is great. But I do encourage you to keep moving. I know for myself that the change was it was sudden, and so new habits, new routines needed to be made. For myself, I do yoga every morning with that fun kid that's jumping on the trampoline behind me, Penelope, and I do yoga every morning together. And I walk on the trails in our woods. I'm fortunate there that I do have that. I know some of the parks are closed, but even just walking down the street is good too. And then I keep up with my strength training here at home. So move as much as you can. It is so important for your immune system. Also, just stay home, stay healthy, disinfect those groceries and all the things that you have to go out and get. Make sure you're cleaning them really well before you bring them into your house. So I love you all, miss you, and I hope to see you soon.